It's not enough. I want more sun, more hot temperature. I'm South Italian.
Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. A lot of drivers have announced their retirements this week. Anthony Davidson and Kazuki Nakajima have both called time on their careers. Nakajima has only officially announced he's leaving the Toyota WEC team after 10 years and 3 wins at Le Mans, but he hasn't raced in Super GT since 2019 and has only done the odd Super Formula race over the last couple of years. And with Nakajima Racing still going strong in Japan, there's a management role available for him, I'm sure. Anthony Davidson may not have had the same level of success at Le Mans. He has been on the podium twice, also with Toyota, and won the World Endurance Championship in 2014. He is still a Formula 1 simulator driver for Mercedes, and again, I'm sure a role in management will be waiting for him somewhere, probably at Mercedes, having been an employee of theirs since 2010. But I don't have as personal a connection with either Kazuki Nakajima or Anthony Davidson as another driver who has announced his retirement from racing, and that man is Gabriele Tarquini. I've spoken at length about the Italian touring car legend on this channel before, but it saddens me, even though he is 59, that we won't be seeing him on race day anymore. I started my motorsport fandom with the British touring cars all the way back in the early 90s. It seems so long ago, but there was something magical about the Alfa Romeos who turned up in 1994 with their front splitters and rear rings and dominated the early part of the season before being nerfed. Gabriele Tarquini looked like an absolute master of the sport. For some reason, Giampiero Simoni didn't demand the same level of respect, maybe because he wasn't very good. But Gabriele Tarquini can't be defined by just one success, for he had many over his long career, just not in Formula 1. But hey, at least he got to race in Formula 1. The Italian's career began all the way back in 1983, winning the 1983 and 1984 Italian Championship Formula C karting, as well as beginning his car career in the Italian Formula 3 Championship. He got on the ladder to Formula 1 with a move to the International F3000 Series in 1985 with Sanremo Racing, as well as, oddly, the first and only attempt at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in a Brunn Motorsport Porsche, but didn't make it to the end of the race. In 1986, he again competed in the International F3000 Series, this time with Colony, and would do less well, for a final year in 1987 with First Racing, where he would have a bad year, but would score a couple of podiums despite First being terrible. He'd also get his first tastes of touring cars and Formula 1 in 1987. He'd race in the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola for Osella. He qualified 27th, 17 seconds off pole, and 7 seconds behind anyone else, but he managed 26 laps before gearbox issues forced him to retire. In the World Touring Car Championship, he raced an Alfa Romeo 75 for Brixia Corsa. He would spend the next decade racing Alfa Romeos. In 1988, he would compete in his first full Formula 1 season with Colony, which was bad, the car was awful, and he only qualified for 8 races. He signed on with First Racing again as they sought to enter Formula 1 in 1989, but they didn't make it to the start of the championship, and Tarquini signed with AGS, scoring his only F1 point in Mexico. He stayed with AGS until they died a death in 1991, when he moved to Fondmetal, but they competed at the same level, i.e. rarely getting out of qualifying. In 1992, the car was quick but fragile, and Gabriele Tarquini put in some impressive qualifying performances, but the car never survived in race conditions. The outcome of Gabriele Tarquini's Formula 1 career is that he never got a drive that truly showed his talents. Whilst being in and out of Formula 1, Tarquini had also been racing in the Italian Touring Car Championship, and in 1993 he took 5 wins on his way to 3rd in the championship, behind 2 of the greatest touring car drivers ever in Roberto Ravaglia and Fabrizio Giovanardi. In 1994, with no Formula 1 drive, Gabriele Tarquini moved on to the British Touring Car Championship with Alfa Romeo, and the team dominated in the first half of the season, taking the first 5 wins. As stated earlier, other teams took umbrage with Alfa's front splitter and rear rings, and the regulations were quickly changed. Gabriele still managed to score 3 wins and 5 podiums on his way to the championship.
And Tarquini has caught Joachim Winkelhock, who is 3rd. Into the S's. Look! Almost over on 2 wheels.
He didn't return straight away in 1995, as he had signed on with Tyrrell Formula 1 team as a test driver due to their Fondmetal sponsorship. Tarquini would get a final Formula 1 drive at the European Grand Prix after Ukyo Katayama was injured in the race before. He finished the race but was 16 laps down, having done no testing and not racing in single-seaters for 3 years. but he returned for the last half of the BTCC series in 1995, but Alfa no longer had an advantage, and he also raced in DTM for Alfa Romeo, and in 1996 he would take a win in the International Touring Car Championship. He'd moved to Honda in the BTCC in 1997. It was a tough year, and Tarquini spent the end half supporting James Thompson's failed title challenge, but did take a win. He stayed with Honda but moved to the Super Tourenwagen Cup for 1998 and 1999 and took a win each year, as well as again returning for a bit part in the BTCC to help Thompson not win the title a second time. He stayed in the BTCC with Honda in 2000 for the last time and took 3 more wins. He'd take 9 wins for Honda in the European Touring Cars and finished 3rd overall before getting back together with Alfa Romeo and winning the 2003 ETCC with 6 wins to his name. He'd take another 6 wins in 2004 and finish 3rd before the series transitioned into the World Touring Cars in 2005. His final year with Alfa saw a couple more wins before moving to Seat. He was competitive over the next few years, but it was in taking 3 wins in 2008 and finishing runner-up in the championship behind Johan Muller that he would have his first really good season, turning it around on the Frenchman to win the 2009 championship. He'd finished runner-up again in 2010, before his last couple of Seat years saw a slight drop in results without full manufacturer backing. He moved back to Honda in 2013 and finished runner-up to Johan Muller for a 3rd time, and the next 2 years only saw a single win and 2 top 6 finishes in the championship. He spent a year in a Lada in 2016, taking 2 wins before skipping the final World Touring Car Championship in 2017 to help development of the new Hyundai i20, taking a win in both TCR Europe and the TCR International Series. Tarquini would take Hyundai's first touring car title when he won the 2018 World Touring Car Cup with 5 wins, and in the years since has taken another 3 wins. In his nearly 40 years of racing, Gabriele Tarquini has finished on the podium in over a quarter of the races he has entered. He has drunk more champagne than most Italian counts. Winning British, European and World Touring Car Championships, he has a reputation as someone who deserved better in Formula 1 and could have won many more championships with a bit more luck. He has won races with Alfa Romeo, Honda, Seat, Lada and Hyundai, and was instrumental in Hyundai's current success in touring cars. It goes without saying that he is one of the best touring car drivers of all time and is still a competitive driver at 59 years of age. I don't think we will never see him race again, just not full time. I can see him doing historics and doing appearances, but he has been a very busy man for a very long time and definitely deserves a break. But that is not the only reason he is a fan favourite. He is always smiling and seems like a really nice guy. As one of my all-time favourites, he will be missed, but thank you for the memories, Gabriele Tarquini.
Is Alan Menu in the Renault. Behind him is Steve Soper out of Dufferston. Peter McIntyre's the right-hander. This is really close. Through the chicane. And off! It's Tarquini. What happened?
And thank you for subscribing. We are really heading towards 1,000 pretty quickly, so make sure you hit that red button if you haven't. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave your favourite Gabriele Tarquini moments down there for everyone to read. Like and share the video, thank you for watching, and have a good one.